You ever walk into a room and just know you're not supposed to be the main character, but for some reason, all eyes land on you anyway? That was me that Tuesday morning. Leonard Briggs, dragged into a courtroom like a nobody, two cops flanking me, their faces twisted in these half-smiles like they'd already decided I was a joke. I heard them snickering, one elbowing the other. Probably one of those fake sovereign citizens. Just wait. He'll start quoting the Constitution any minute. Yeah, that happened. Except they had no idea what was about to hit them. The judge, older guy, white, comb-over that's fighting a losing battle, leans in with a voice that probably made him think he should have been a radio DJ. Mr. Briggs, you're being charged with failure to comply during a lawful stop. Is that correct? I don't even try to explain, just say, that's what the report says. He scans the room, asks if I have a lawyer. Don't need one. Laughter from the back, just enough to let me know nobody's on my side. You know what I mean? The judge tries to keep things moving, like he's expecting another quick win for the home team. Minor violation, so let's keep this brief. Anything you'd like to say before we proceed? That's when I step forward, slow, steady, like I got nowhere to be, and I reach into my coat. One of those cops twitches, hand sliding to his holster. I just pull out a badge, laminated, worn at the edges from years of real use, and I lay it on the judge's bench as gentle as you'd set down a loaded pistol. I'm Leonard D. Briggs, Director of Internal Affairs, FBI. Whole room goes still. You could hear people blinking. Judge's mouth flops open and closed like he swallowed a bee. The officer who nearly drew down on me just sits back, all the blood draining from his face. You're with the FBI? The judge's voice cracks. Internal Affairs, I say, calm as ice. I oversee misconduct investigations, especially departments with a habit of shutting off body cams during traffic stops. For a split second, nobody moves. Then, finally, he clears his throat, tries to save face. Would you mind stepping to my chambers? No, sir. I prefer everything stays on the record. The officers in the back start shifting, mumbling. We didn't know who he was. I look at them, not angry, just real direct. You didn't ask. But you could feel it. The whole room realizing this wasn't just some ordinary guy they could shove around. Let me back up a sec. Night before, I'm driving a silver Camry through Mississippi, keeping it low-key, heading to a dumpy motel after a day of reviewing departments flagged for shady practices. Body cams always malfunctioning, complaints disappearing. Suddenly, red and blue lights flash behind me. Two cops, white, mid-30s, one bald, and already holding a flashlight, stomp over. No slow approach, no hello, just banging on my window. License and registration. I ask why I was stopped. Didn't use your blinker. I say I'm pretty sure I did, but he's not listening. His partner leans in. You got something to hide? I keep it calm, say. Is this a traffic stop or an interrogation? Wrong answer. Bald guy's in my face. Step out of the vehicle. I don't refuse. I just ask a question. But that's enough for them. They yank me out, cuff me hard, knees in my back, gravel grinding my cheek. Thing is, I turned on my recorder the second the lights flashed behind me. Old habit, not paranoia, just survival. They dragged me to the station, threw me in a cell, filed a report full of holes, claimed I was aggressive, wouldn't say where I was going. No mention of the questions they peppered me with, or how rough they got. And when I asked for a badge number, I got a cold stare and a don't worry, you'll have plenty of time to ask in court. No phone call, no supervisor, just flickering lights and the echo of boots down the hall, like that was supposed to be the end of it. But you know how small towns work. Word spreads faster than the flu, especially when something doesn't smell right. Back in court, after I drop that badge, the room's dead quiet. Judge asks, you're claiming to be FBI? Not claiming. I am. Verify it with Director Travis McCall's office or DC. Clerk Darlene, been around the block more than most, stands up and offers to make the call. While she's gone, you can feel the air getting heavier. The officers are whispering, panic in their eyes. If this is real, we're screwed. 5 minutes later, Darlene comes back. Confirmed. FBI, Internal Affairs, Southeastern Division, 27 years. Now everyone's avoiding eye contact. I let them know, straight up, I didn't come to make a scene or file a complaint. I was on assignment, off the record, following protocol. But I was assaulted, detained, and denied my rights, and I documented everything. The judge's face turns red. I request charges dropped and both officers placed on leave pending a federal inquiry. The judge doesn't even hesitate. Granted, the officers look like they just got the ground yanked out from under them. And you know what? I looked at those two, not as enemies, but as proof. Proof that this wasn't just about me. This is for every person you treated like they didn't matter, who didn't have a badge to flash. One officer stammers, "If we'd known who you were." I stop him. That's the problem. That's when things really start to unravel. Down at the department, Sheriff Ricky Halburn's on the phone, fuming. "You're telling me my guys dragged an FBI agent to court?" His deputy, Tamara Wells, just raises an eyebrow. Maybe because he wasn't treated like one. Meanwhile, I'm at the motel, already compiling evidence, calling my DOJ contact. Is this the first complaint? Nope. 3 others this year. All dropped. He tells me to make it official. Later, Officer Dell, the bald one, tries to play it cool, but he's rattled. He tells the sheriff. He started talking about federal protocols. "We see fake IDs all the time." Ricky doesn't yell, just says, "When he handed over a real license, you threw it out." Tamara pipes up, "You didn't just screw up, you put us all on the radar." Maybe that's where we belong. While they scramble, I'm pulling body cam logs. Every time a Black or Latino driver gets stopped, camera malfunctions. Never a problem for white drivers, though. Tamara starts digging into old files, finding a pattern, complaints that go nowhere, reports that never get followed up. Their IT guy, Brian, finds Dell logged into the system after my arrest and deleted footage, not once, but twice. Brian prints the evidence, walks it over to Tamara. She doesn't say thanks, just nods, because sometimes that's all you can do when you realize your own house is dirty. By the next morning, I'm back at the department, folder in hand, walking past people like a storm front. Not here to cause problems, here to confirm patterns, I tell the front desk. Sheriff's looking like he hasn't slept, but I drop the proof on his desk. Dell deleted evidence. Ricky's got nothing left to say. Internal Affairs will be on site by end of the week. Within days, 2 black SUVs pull up. My team from DC is here, and we're not messing around. Grace Mendoza, compliance, sharp, steel-eyed, and Nathan Cole, forensics, quiet but lethal with a hard drive. We're pulling records, traffic stop data, personnel files, reconstructing deleted video. Grace finds their training manuals are 4 years out of date. Nathan recovers a minute of audio from the patrol car. The thud of a door, me calmly repeating, "Federal protocol." It's all we need. I call a compliance hold. No officers on duty until review's done. Ricky protests, but I shut him down. You know what not doing it already did? Downstairs, Tamara shows me the list of old complaints. Dell's name on almost every denial. "You think any of this will change?" she asks. "That depends, do you?" I tell her. Word spreads. Local news picks up the story. Then the audio clip drops. That phrase, "federal protocol," echoing in every barbershop, church pew, and kitchen. Parents gather in the community center, sick of warning their kids how to survive a traffic stop. A town hall packs out, everyone tense. Mayor Lanning tries to reassure, but a mother in the back calls him out. "Don't look. Act." The crowd wants action, not promises. Ricky walks up, admits he failed, says every complaint will be reopened. Someone shouts, "Talk is cheap." Ricky nods, then hold me to it. The room feels different, like maybe, just maybe, people are ready to stop being silent. Afterward, I'm not looking for applause. Change is slow, ugly work. But you could see it. The shift, the way the air tasted less bitter. I meet with the mayor, Tamara, Grace, and lay out the findings. 5 policy violations, 3 cases of falsified reports, 2 body cam tampering incidents, 1 active attempt to obstruct justice. We recommend a full personnel audit and immediate removal of Officer Dell, Grace says. The mayor protests, but there's no wriggling out. We're asking you to restore trust, not protect a man who buried complaints. Later, Dell's handed his termination notice. He doesn't yell, just looks defeated. I did what I thought was right. Ricky doesn't flinch. You didn't care. That's the part that did you in. Dell leaves through the back, doesn't come back. Around the department, faces shift, some relieved, others angry. But the change is happening. That evening, we start drafting new protocols, mandatory reviews, camera audits, community reporting. No headlines, no banners, just the start of real work. As the sun sets, I pause in the square, see a kid in a blue hoodie give me a nod. It's not fear. It's respect. Earned, not demanded. At the motel, I sit on the bed, phone buzzing, DC on the line. Already time to move to the next town. But before I go, I take a minute to remember why I do this. Not for justice for me, but for the ones without a badge, without a recorder, without anyone to call. What happened in that courtroom wasn't about me winning. It was about holding up a mirror, forcing a department, a town, a whole system to see itself, cracks and all. You don't fix what's broken by pretending it works. You fix it by listening, by holding people accountable, by refusing to let another name become just another file. So if you've ever been underestimated, remember, silence isn't weakness. Sometimes it's the heaviest thing in the room. And if you ever get the chance to speak up, for yourself or someone who can't, the badge doesn't make the person. The action does. This isn't a hero story. It's just a story of someone who did his job all the way. If that matters to you, don't let it end here. Share it, talk about it, hold your people to a higher standard. Because justice only lives when we make room for it. And sometimes that starts with just refusing to stay quiet.